Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for being with us here today. I'm Dr. Monica Gandhi, Professor of Medicine at UCSF and co-chair of the AIDS 2020 COVID-19 meeting. I have the great pleasure today to introduce Dr. Jane Goodall, who established the Jane Goodall Institute in 1977. Through nearly 60 years of groundbreaking research, Dr. Goodall has not only shown us the urgent need to protect chimpanzees from extinction, she has also redefined species conservation to include the needs of local people and the environment. Today, she travels the world speaking about the threats facing chimpanzees in environmental crises, urging each of us to take action on behalf of all living things and our planet. Dr. Goodall's honors include the French Legion of Honor, the Medal of Tanzania, and Japan's prestigious Kyoto Prize. In 2002, Dr. Goodall was appointed to serve as the United Nations Messenger of Peace, and in 2003, she was named a Dame of the British Empire. Dr. Goodall has spoken about her reasons, her hope that humankind will solve the problems it has imposed on this earth. Today, she will talk about the impact of COVID-19 on the environment and on animal preservation. Thank you, Dr. Goodall.
Hello, this is Jane Goodall, and first of all, I want to thank you for giving me the chance to say a few words at this important meeting. I've been reflecting on the harm that this pandemic has done around the world. It's caused disruption of the economy. It's caused immense suffering, people losing their lives, their jobs, their loved ones. And hopefully it's given us time to think about our relationship with the natural world and with animals, because that's part of the problem. We've disrespected nature. We've disrespected animals. And as we destroy the forests and other habitats, species which normally wouldn't interact have been crowded together. Some diseases have spilled over from an animal species to another. Animals have been forced into closer contact with people, and that's seen in crop raiding, animals moving into cities in search of food, and also hunters moving deeper into the natural world as roads open up larger and larger areas. And the animals are now hunted and killed and eaten. And animals are also trafficked. So live animals, as well as parts of dead animals, are sent around the world. And we find the wildlife meat markets in Asia, where animals from different parts of the region or even from other parts of the world are crowded together in intensely cruel but very unhygienic conditions usually. Animals in tiny cages, sometimes stacked up on top of each other, the seller and the buyer contaminated with blood, urine and feces. A perfect environment for a virus to spill over from one animal to one human, as is thought to have happened with COVID-19. And a lot of people just blame China and the wildlife meat markets of Asia. But the HIV/AIDS pandemic, of course, began in Africa from chimpanzee hunting in the bushmeat markets of Africa, and MERS from domesticated camels in the Middle East. And that brings me to the horror of our intensively farmed animals, the billions of animals in terribly cruel and crowded conditions bred for us to eat. And here again, very often, the conditions are just right for a virus or a bacteria or some other pathogen to jump from an animal to a human. And while I suppose it's inevitable that we shall continue to be infected by viruses and so on from animals into the future, creating new diseases, there is something that we can do now. We can reflect about our relationship with the natural world. We can reflect about our disrespect of animals, and a moral and ethical issue comes in here, because we now know that animals are sentient. We know that pigs and cows and chickens have feelings They can feel fear and pain, distress, and the way that we treat them is a black mark against humanity. So, in all of these ways, we're harming the environment, we're harming wildlife, and in turn, that is harming us. So, hopefully, at a conference like this, people can discuss these topics and see if we can't find a better way forward, because we'll come out of this pandemic and we'll be then again concentrating on a much more dangerous environmental issue, and that's the climate change. And again, that's due to the same disregard of the natural world. So let's hope we come out of the pandemic and can work out together a greener future economy and a better way to live in harmony with the natural world, for the sake of the environment, animals, our own health, and future generations. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Goodall, for that amazing talk and for the very important message. The next session on the impact of COVID-19 in the health sector will take place later today at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Please join us then. Thank you.